So the Scamp is like our go-to for kids, like
Yep.
little small kids under 130 pounds.
Yeah.
But these are full-grown adults, some of their pro team, and they do what they call a surf competition, where it's just like, basketball, right? So you go land a trick, and this guy has to land the same trick, but they're doing it on a Scamp, which is, in their case, probably 100 pounds underrated for these guys that are on it. But their technique is spot on, that they don't fall out the back of the wave, right? A lot of people think I need a big wave, right? And this again goes back to some of the etiquette thing. I'm putting riders, when we're out there, on the smallest wave that they can possibly ride on, because it's less intimidating, right? A smaller wave with a less steep face is going to be easier to ride and more stable. So you put somebody on the right board, you put somebody on the right wave, you're not as impactful to the environment, to the lake, to the other boaters, because you've got a smaller wave. And sure, we'll have customers like, yeah, I want to crank it up, like, and we'll do that occasionally. But most times people are like, so Mastercraft, what we run now, you've got 1 to 7. We're usually 3 or a 4 or less. And there are times where we got, newer riders, smaller, female riders, kids, we're half full of ballast on a 2, right? And yet, like, I don't know, it's tough for my captains, because like, they're like, well, like, especially if they're coming from a different boat that they may not, have Mastercraft. I'm like, yeah, you can run rapid surf, but then we go out on training, and they're like, you're not on rapid surf. I'm like, yeah, I start on rapid surf, I put it on a 3, and then it changes entirely, from there. And I'm always tweaking it, right? And I'm not, because another part of it, right, is we're trying to make it the best experience. So for the rider, it needs to be good, but also for the people in the boat. Like, we're not playing a game of like, oh, everybody go sit in the surf side of the boat, we need it listed that way. Like, no, like, I'll drain a little ballast. My ballast pumps hate me. I've gone through so many ballast pumps, because like, they're just running all day long.
And the rubber impellers,
Yeah, there's that.
service item.
It is. Yeah, I think a lot of people forget about those.
Yeah, and speaking of surf boats and all the tech,
Yeah.
what's one major improvement you've seen over the last few, or maybe a couple that you've seen since, say, I don't know, your first Taiga? I mean, what's one thing that you're like,
Yeah,
I mean, this is a game changer for the surf industry.
I don't know that I could say one. I mean, if I was going to say one that was a game changer for the industry, I guess I would probably put it under the option of a thruster.
Thrusters. Yeah.
The reason I say that as being a game changer for the industry and for these type of boats is it does open the boats up to somebody that's a little uncomfortable. They're not easy to drive. And if you're coming from anything with a stern drive type of propulsion, it's a foreign concept. Like, I can imagine, I can think back to 2018. Yeah, our 2018 was the first time I had really driven a true wake boat and owned one. It was nerve-wracking docking at the public docks that we have around here that are built for boats that are 4 feet wide.
Absolutely.
But the thruster makes it a much more approachable thing. And so I say, that's good for the industry. It's good for wake boats. It's good for getting people that might otherwise be concerned about the maneuverability. If you have to trailer daily, getting it on and off the trailer, if you're docking in a public space, all of that stuff. However, it has also, I guess, in some ways opened up those boats to people that maybe shouldn't have those boats.